Hi, my name is Brent Rozema, and I work with Eurofins Food Testing U.S. out of Madison, Wisconsin. And I worked with Strang on a new lab facility on Madison's north side. We started design in 2018, brought our new facility online in 2021. And I was the owner's rep for the project and worked very closely with Strang on the design. Well, the things I look for in an AEI renovation, I would say it's three things. Experience, depth of resource, and ability to partner. And I think Strang does those three things really well. They certainly demonstrated it to me. From an experience standpoint, Strang is in the Madison area. They've done a lot of biotech facilities like ours, so they certainly had the right experience. From a resource depth, I was blown away at the team of architects and engineers, lab planners, construction administrators, and interior design. So Strang certainly knocked that out of the ballpark. And from a partnership standpoint, this is not a transactional thing, it's a partnership. And in my case, it was a 2-year road to get to where we are, and Strang was a great partner. From day one, they showed to me they had a plan, they knew what they were doing, I could trust them, and they were also willing to let me and Eurofins have the say we needed to have. I never felt like we were forced into anything, and I also never felt like I had to pull Strang along. It was very collaborative. So Strang worked through design challenges with the team all through the process. And one of the things they did best is they prepared us. They gave us a very good plan on how things were going to go. We had a roadmap from day one on things we would encounter 2 years down the road. And they warned us that the whole process would be iterative, we would have challenges, we would have bumps in the road, and those things happened. But again, they had prepared us, and so I think that really helped a lot. So things weren't a surprise, even when they felt like it was a surprise. And Strang did a great job of being responsive. So when we did have challenges, they were right there to support us. Okay, here's what we got to do. Here's how we're going to attack this. We had some significant issues with the city, and Strang was not only on our side, they were going to the city with us and being that middleman to help us find a solution and overcome the challenge. So I would say our work culture has definitely improved since we moved into this space. If we take a step back and look at what we moved out of, it's quite evident, but we were in an old building that we had outgrown. We had a lot of workarounds in our processes just to fit within the walls that we had. And now we move into the new building, which was purpose-built for all of our work processes, and it just felt like a huge win on day one. And our business has been booming, and part of it is because we've got a facility that actually is fit for what we do. And so I think that has a very positive, resounding effect throughout the organization. So this lab differs from other labs, not only in Madison, but across the world. First of all, Madison has a lot of biotech companies, but this lab actually is one of the first. So we date back to the 1920s due to research at the University of Wisconsin. We're a food testing lab. We test food. And so one of the things I'm very proud of and things that's very unique in our business is we get to test food and dietary supplements on a daily basis that every person in the United States and many people worldwide deal with every day. This is the food we eat. And we play a part in the food chain, and we're making sure that food products are accurately labeled for nutritional content and that they're safe. And so I'm very proud of that, and I think that sets us apart here in Madison. It also sets us apart globally. We're the largest lab like this in the entire world, and we're right here in Madison thanks to the University of Wisconsin. So what I've enjoyed most about this experience is the opportunity to learn the design process and to learn an incredible amount about construction. So I have been in the lab business for 20 years. I know labs in and out. I know lab management, but being part of architecture, engineering, construction, which admittedly I know very little about still, but I got to be part of that world for 2 years, and that's been tremendously rewarding for me. And from a personal standpoint, there's 400 people in this building. I've worked with them for a long time, and I get to be part of giving them a new facility that's the best we've ever had, and that hopefully is still here in 100 years, and so I'm very satisfied with that. So our new space certainly has been utilized in some unexpected ways. For the most part, we did a really good job designing and planning, and things have gone exactly how we planned it. But things never go to plan. And it took us 2.5 years to design and then build this space. And so there's some pieces of our business that change in 2.5 years. So when you're ready to move in, things aren't the way they were when you designed them. So we've got some rooms in the building that are now side labs. We have side labs that are now storage labs. We have, in one case, we were able to take a utility room that we no longer needed for utilities, and we turn it into an automation room for some of our glass wash. So that's a huge win for us. We were able to be very creative. So Strang helped us with that, where we end up with a room that has to be repurposed, and what's the best way to repurpose this room, and we were able to find a good way to do it. So I think it's critical to work with an architect with a lab planning background. And in the case of working with Strang, with the lab planner, it was pivotal for us to have someone with the patience to listen to all of our user groups and the foresight to ask all the right questions on what could you possibly need in this space. I think it's easy to look at a chemistry lab and think that the lab is very simple. You need benches, you need fume hoods, and just go figure it out. But it's far more complicated than that. And in our case, we spent months with the minutia of detail on where we wanted cabinets and where we wanted fume hoods and where we needed storage and what work processes occurred in each area so that we could customize the lab for the actual activity. And we have hundreds of types of activity. So having the lab planner at Strang walk through that with us and get the design right made all the difference in the world. And today we are very efficient. We've realized productivity gains, and I don't think we ever would have if we would have just made all of the lab areas the same. So there was a lot of value in having the construction administrator on the team from early on in the project. And as owner's rep, the CA gave me an incredible amount of confidence that what was being built is exactly what we designed and exactly what we intended. And a side benefit, and something that I didn't necessarily expect, is the level of involvement of the CA behind the scenes. So every little detail was being checked, and there were eyeballs on it. And even before I maybe was aware of an issue, the CA knew about it and was bringing it to my attention. And so having that level of diligence, again, in the partnership was great for us, and it made things go really, really well. So without a doubt, I would absolutely recommend working with Strang in the future. Very impressed, very satisfied, and I would certainly come back.